My name is Ariel. I am the owner of a business called Arby's Hair Garden LLC, and today I celebrate 5 years of business. They say the first 5 years of business is not where you get rich, but it's where you get good. It's where you perfect your craft and where you get to learn if you really have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And if you can make it through the 5 years, then that means that you are on to something great, something so big and very lucrative, if I do say so myself. To truly understand this moment and know how big it is for me, I have to take y'all back to how it first started. So 5 years ago, I was working at a grocery store. My shift was 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I'm on my lunch break, chilling, eating, scrolling on the socials, and I heard the voice of God come to me and say, "You know today gonna be your last day, right?" And I'm looking like, who is that? And what did you just say? I heard it again. The voice of God said, "You know today gonna be your last day, right?" So now I'm like, God, if you want me to quit my job, you have to say that. Not saying that I wouldn't, but like just make it abundantly clear that this is what you want me to do. So now I'm scrolling on social media. I'm looking out the window. I'm looking up at the birds. I'm like, God, just give me a sign to quit my job today and I will. I got nothing. I truly feel like that was a test from God to be like, you heard what I said. Now what will you do? So my lunch break is over. I go back into my office. I was like in charge of like the marketing and like signage and everything for it. So head office, I'm in my office and my stomach is in my ass this whole time. I was pacing back and forth. I looked like I was about to throw up. And anybody who walked past my office and saw me, they'd be like, "Are you okay? What's going on?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. I'm great." But on the inside, I just feel like I am about to die because I'm about to make basically the biggest move that I've ever made in my life. Like the check that I was getting paid all my bills. And I was about to just give that up for the unknown. So I waited until the end of my shift. I went to go look for my manager, but my manager wasn't there. So I found a different manager from another department. And I was like, "Hey, can we talk?" And she's like, "Yeah, sure, Ari, what's up?" And my exact words to her was, "I just want to let you know today's gonna be my last day." So yeah, she is dumbfounded by what I just said. And she's looking at me like, "Well, do you have another job lined up? Like, what are you gonna do? Is everything gonna be okay?" And I'm just like, yeah, I definitely do have another job lined up. I'm gonna be good. She made me sign off like this statement, basically saying what I told her just in writing, that I gave this job up today, and that was the last time I worked that job. So after I quit, I said goodbye. I walked out to the car, and before I could even pull off, I get a text message from this girl that I went to high school with, and she's like, "Hey Ari, you still do hair, right? I have a photo shoot in 2 days and I want you to give me a braided ponytail." And when I tell you, I just feel like that was confirmation from God. In that moment, I felt so much joy, happiness, and relief. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, God, that was you." And I kid you not, from that day forward, up until this point, I have been doing hair full time. I feel like it's important to mention that I have been doing hair my whole entire life. I tell everybody that all the time. I first learned how to do hair when I was 8 years old. My mom did what she could, but I was just like, "Nah, girl, I think I'm gonna take it from here." So I started experimenting with my hair, just like trying to see what I could do, right? Now, growing up, I used to think that I was bald headed because my sisters had long hair, even my brother had long hair, and I'm over here with just a little more than a scoop of hair. So I'm like, all right, what can I do with this? So I was in elementary school. It was this girl named Ashley in like my history class or social studies class, one of them. And she had the most perfect sock bun. And I looked at her in awe because I was like, dang, I can't do a sock bun with my hair. Back then the sock buns was really popular. Take a sock, cut the toe off, roll it up, put it there, and then you fluff your hair out over top of it, stick some pins in it, and then boom, you got a cute sock bun. My hair wasn't long enough to do the sock bun, so I was just like, I gotta go home and ask my mom if we can go to the beauty supply store and buy a sock bun so I can have one. Now, I don't know what type of mom you have, but my mom, she's very old school, very old fashioned, the answer is no. My mom told me straight up, you can't get no weave in your hair until you 16. So you just better rock what you got until then. And I didn't like her answer because I really wanted a sock bun. So I went back home and I tried to do a sock bun, and I could not do it. But long and behold, the light bulb went off and I figured out a way to get the sock bun that I wanted. So my mom had bought me this Bret's down mannequin. You know the mannequin heads that used to come, the Bret's down heads with like the star on the bottom, and you know, it was just a head full of hair, and you can part it, start it, braid the hair, whatever. So I was like, okay, boom, here's what I'm gonna do. I cut all the hair off of this Bret's down mannequin. I glued it to the sock bun, put my hair in a ponytail. I put the sock bun with the mannequin's hair glued like on top of my ponytail, and because my hair was short, I bobby pinned my hair into the sock bun, and then boom, I had the most perfect looking sock bun, and nobody knew that it wasn't my hair except for my mom. My mom came home and she got a good look at me. She said, Ariel, what is that in your hair? And I was like, it's hair. And she was like, but that's more than your hair, so where'd it come from? And I was like, well, you told me I couldn't get hair, like weave hair from the beauty supply store, but you never told me that I couldn't use the mannequin. And she was like, what do you mean you can't use the mannequin? So I went and I held up the mannequin, and she was like, Ariel, you cut off the mannequin's hair to put it in a sock bun? And I said, yes, I wanted a sock bun. And that is pretty much the story of how determined I am with it. When it comes to hair, I'm very determined. If it's something that I want to learn, I'm gonna learn it. If it's something that I want to do, I'm gonna do it. When it comes to styles, creativity, versatility, if I'm going long, I'm going to my ankles. If I'm going short, I'm going to my chin. I love to have fun with hair, and my mom witnessed this at a very young age, and she told me point blank, dead in my face, keep it as a side hustle, but don't do it as the main thing, because you're not going to be successful. And that crushed my spirits. And you know, when you're young and impressionable, you listen to what your parents have to say. So I really thought that I was never going to be able to do hair full time. So I never attempted to try to be a hairstylist full time. It was always on the side. When I was growing up, social media was around, but it wasn't really popular. So we used to walk around with like paper portfolios of our work and what we wanted to do. Like, hey, hire me in your salon. This is what I can do. Cool. So I was on a mission to work in somebody's salon because I did not want to go the traditional route and go to cosmetology school. Instead, I wanted to work in a salon under a licensed educator, and I wanted to gain hours while still doing hair because I already had the experience with doing hair, and I didn't want to feel like I was starting all over again, right? I didn't want to go backwards. So I tried to do apprentice programs time after time again, and they all failed. But in that process, I did gain a lot of salon experience. It's just that my hours weren't being reported, and that did take a toll on me, to say the least. Like, I kind of felt discouraged, like, dang girl, when is you going to get your license? Looking back at the situation, I wish somebody would have balled my mom lips up and just told her to hush and say, listen, if you're not going to support her, get out of her way. Because if it's one thing for sure, two things for certain, the hair industry is a billion-dollar industry. The beauty industry is a billion-dollar industry. So to say that you're not going to make money in the beauty industry, you don't know what you're talking about. Depending on who you are, a hair appointment is not just a hair appointment. Sometimes it goes way deeper than what meets the eye. You know, for some people, you just come get your hair done and you go. But for some people, this is the only time that they have to themselves. And they take joy and they take pride in getting their hair done, and they appreciate that. To some people, a hair appointment is peace. It's therapy. It's freedom. A lot of people be holding in a lot of things, and you're with your hairstylist for a long amount of hours. Things just slip out. You start building rapport. Some more things slip out. You start building more rapport. And then before you know it, you know all her business. And I just feel like it's a unspoken rule of the hairstylist, unspoken rule of whatever your service provider. Don't say shit. Like, I'm not repeating nothing that's said in my salon. I don't do that. When you come into my space, I am super intentional about the experience that you have as my client. I do my basic intro, I introduce myself. I go over what, we're going to be doing for the day. I say, whatever makes you comfortable makes me more comfortable. So you let me know what we doing. You set the vibe and I'll follow it. And I never force this. But if my clients want to go a little bit deeper and they want to have a conversation, then I welcome it and we can do it. It gets so real. And sometimes it can get so ugly while you in here getting pretty. But I think that it's amazing to be able to provide an outlet like this. When you come into my space, I have affirmations, I have quotes, I have things that make you sit back and think about your life written on the walls. Like I wrote them on the walls, and it's also a message to the Black woman. I am very intentional about how I make specifically Black women feel, because as a Black woman myself, I feel like we need to come together and stay together more, because we are some of the most overlooked, underprotected, but most talked about people in the world. And if we can't get comfort from anybody else, it needs to be within ourselves. So it's no drama. It's no pettiness. It's no cattiness, nothing like that. Like, when you come in here, you're safe, and my clients know that. It's very important to me that I cleanse my own energy before I come into this space, because I don't want to bring anything that I may be dealing with into this hair appointment, because you never know what somebody is going through, right? You never know what somebody has going on in their life, and it costs $0, 0 cents to be a good person and to hear somebody out and to be able to just possibly be a person that could help them take a step in the right direction in their life. And I love this saying that goes, a person could hear people say something a million times and it never clicks for them. But that same person can hear you say that same thing one time and it clicks instantly. I say that to say, there is somebody who needs you to show up as you. There's somebody who needs you to bond with them, and there's somebody who needs you to be intentional about offering a safe space, because believe it or not, in everybody's life, there are people destined and connected to them. And I truly believe that I have met some of the most amazing men and women that were destined to cross paths with me, and vice versa. And we have both poured into each other. Like, it's been a mutual type of relationship. One of the biggest things for me is client retention. Yes, you can get clients, but can you keep them? I am so proud to say that I still have clients that started with me 5 years ago in my house today. Like, we are still together. And not only are we together, but we are locked in. Twin, where have you been? Like, not going nowhere. It's up and stuck. It is what it is. And my house, when I first started doing hair full time, it wasn't no cute setup. It was really an empty house. And I was just utilizing my dining room heavily. So I put 2 of my dining room chairs together. I brought my 50-inch TV from my bedroom. I sat it on the 2 chairs, and I'm like, all right, cool. They can watch TV while they getting their hair done. Literally, I did not have no salon chair. I didn't even have a comfortable chair. They were sitting in my dining room chair getting their hair done. But we was still vibing, though. And that's really how it started. So, those clients have jumped with me from my house to a few shops, and now we in a suite. So like they've seen the transformation of me, and I've seen the transformation of them. I'm so happy to have witnessed some of the most important and beautiful moments of my clients' lives. I've seen my clients get married. I've seen them have children. I've seen them move to a different state. I've seen them quit their jobs and become business owners and entrepreneurs. I've seen them go after their passions in life. I've seen them go on a weight loss or weight gain journey. I've seen them leave a toxic relationship, and I've seen them glow. I have seen my clients turn into the most beautiful version of themselves, and it's vice versa. When y'all met me, I was in my early 20s. I didn't know what I was doing, but all I know is that I was going to get it done. And now that I'm in my later 20s, going to exit my 20s in just a few short years, y'all have witnessed grown women, Ariel, like fully be born. And with that, I take so much humility in that. Like, I have learned from so many mistakes that I've made within the course of these 5 years of business. And my biggest mistake that I've made so far is communication. However well you think you are communicating, I promise you, you can be better at it. You can do more. And it was even more crucial for me to be communicative, because there are people waiting to hear back from me, and there are people wanting to support me. But if I don't, if I'm not checking, if I'm not constantly responding, if I'm not making myself aware of who's trying to be aware of me, I'm going to miss it. So I have learned how to overly communicate so that I don't under communicate. And that's something that I'm still working on present day. I have witnessed my business life skyrocket and my personal life go downhill, like all at the same time. And I feel like I was stuck in a twilight zone for at least like 2 years. Over the course of 5 years, I have burnt myself out twice. I thought about stopping everything twice because I had a problem with saying no. I like to make myself as available as possible. And once I know that you want me to be a hairstylist, I am available for you, to you. Whatever you need, I'll be there. Whenever you need me, I will be there. I do 6 a.m. appointments, 6 p.m. appointments. We could do an overnight appointment. Whatever works for you is going to work for me. So I end up working a lot. But with working a lot, I also neglected myself. And, a big thing with hairstylists, your hands. They ask, Ari, you be working a lot. How do your hands not get tired? Like, your hands don't hurt? And no, it's because I have learned how to take care of myself, because I've been forced to learn. So I ice my hands, I stretch, and now I try my best to not overwork myself, even though it don't happen all the time. But I am more aware of what I do, how long I do it, and when I do it. I am so proud to say that I have had clients that look me in my face and tell me, Ari, you're the only person that I want in my head. And I don't think that y'all realize what that truly means to me. Like, you telling me that I am the only stylist that you want in your hair in a world where everybody do hair, is so many different hairstylists. It's probably 5 hairstylists on your block, and you telling me no, you don't want them, you only want me? What? No words can express how truly grateful I am for that. And I need y'all to know that, because without y'all, I would not be where I am today. A lot of people have asked me, so like, how did you gain clients in multiple states? What made you start traveling, etc.? And to be very honest, I started making videos because I love hair. And I started posting them on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, and I was just running my mouth. Like, it was literally just maybe a 3-minute video of me doing some hair and people listening to me talk. And that's when I realized that people like to hear me talk. And I started to build connections with a larger audience. Like, when some of my very first videos started to go viral, I became overwhelmed. Like, I never had that many notifications and that many message requests before. So I turned everything on silent. Still to this day, I don't get no notifications from anything. So I don't know what's happening unless I go in the app. But that's when I started getting people in different states, like, hey, if you ever come here, I'm booking, or hey, if you go there, I'm going to go there because I want to get my hair done by you there too. And I had been telling my clients for like at least 2 years before I started traveling. I was like, hey, if I go to Houston, if I go to Atlanta, if I go to DC, if I go there and I make some money, I might not come back. So, but no, if I go there and make some money, I'm going to have to, keep it in the rotation because that's really cool. And, I got encouragement from my clients. Like, yes, Ari, you have to go do that. Like, go see what that's about. So I was talking about it for a long time before I actually went and did it. And then the opportunity presented itself. So I jumped on it. And, that's when I went to Houston, and that's when I went to Atlanta. And all the women that said they wanted to get their hair done showed up. And I'm very grateful to have built bonds with those women, because some of those women are still my clients today. Like they'll travel, they'll fly in, drive in, whatever, to Philly, and we'll have a good time. I'm also really proud of myself to say that I have clients in maybe 6 states. So Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey, Maryland, Texas, and Georgia. Was that 6 or 7? I didn't count. But I'm very grateful to have people that support my business from further away. And listen, when people started telling me that they'll start traveling to me, that's when I realized that type of clientele exists. Like, because prior to that, I didn't even know that people would hop on a flight to go get a service done and then come back home the next day like it's nothing. But that's when I was exposed to people who said, it's only a 5-hour drive. It's only a 2-hour flight. So the fact that they're willing to take a flight or a drive for me, I'm going to show out. But I'm going to show out for everybody that comes and sits in my chair. And to keep myself humble, I always say, I'm only as good as the last person in my chair. My job is to make whoever is in my current chair the baddest move I ever did, okay? I care about what I do. I care about my clients. I care about what I put on their head. I'm not one of them stylists that just do anything and call it a day. No, ma'am. I do what I would want in my head. I do my client's hair how I would do my hair, and that's just it. Over the course of 5 years in business, I know exactly who my clients are. And it's actually funny because, long story short, I met this lady. Her name is Ladora Johnson, and she was doing like a business workshop and course, whatever. And one of the topics covered was learning who your target and market audience is. Like, who are you selling to? Who would you like to service? And back then, I didn't have an answer to that question. I was just thinking everybody. But today, I know for a fact who my clients are. And I know what they like. So we are now a match made in heaven. I get the clients that don't want to have to worry about nothing. And I mean, the only thing that gotta come washed is your ass. I mean, there is no going to the beauty supply store to look for hair, to look for products, etc. No. You can hit me up. You can let me know what you want, what you're thinking about. Or if you want short, just come in, ask for a freestyle, we'll do a consultation. But yeah, no. There's no confusion. It's straight, directly, she got me. So when you come in here, I handle it. My clients like the peace of mind. And, my clients are at a point in their life where they will pay a little bit more for quality because they respect quality. They respect peace. They respect my time, and I respect their time. And, we bust it up while we in here. If we in here for long hours, long period of time, I get you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Like, it don't matter. I want you to be comfortable as possible. I want you to leave being satisfied. And, I want to be happy that you're happy about your hair. That's one of the most rewarding parts of my job, is when I get to see y'all reactions when I'm done. Like, oh, it looks so good, whatever. Oh, yes, it does. Thank you. Because you look good. Now I'm filled and I'm happy again. I make this little joke all the time. I say I have a love-hate relationship with one of my clients. I know y'all probably thinking, damn, this girl take forever to do some hair. My ass is numb. My legs hurt. I want to go home. I'm never letting her touch my head again. Like, I know I have gotten cussed out plenty of times in my clients' heads, right? But you go home, you sleep. Maybe the next day you'll still be a little irritated, but the next day after that, you go look in the mirror and you're like, damn, she iced my shit. Or you looking like, damn, I really look good. And then you go outside, everybody, left and right, the cats and the dogs, the mosquitoes is telling you that they love your hair. Everybody's telling you that they love your hair. And you like, damn, I gotta hit up Ari again. And I'm like, yes, we won, we in there. But you know, it's I get it. But I am grateful for every time that I've done your hair, whether you have stopped coming to me for whatever reason or you still come to me. I am forever grateful for all of it. I need y'all to pretend that I got like a bottle in my hand. Listen, I'm gonna pour some out for other clients I lost along the way, and then I'm gonna drink some for other clients I gained, because, you know, even though I have gained more clients than I've lost, I still care and I still remember you. So like, for example, when I first started doing hair, it wasn't about the braiding, it was about folk locks. It was super popular and people really liked my folk locks. Believe it or not, I lost a lot of clients because they went and got their real hair locked, because that's how much they liked the folk locks. So I was like, dang girl, I hate to see you go, but girl, you glowing with them natural locks, you know? But no, I still think about y'all. Y'all are still in the back of my head. I just want to let y'all know that. But I'm glad to see you on your journey, and I love to see you being successful. And I wish you nothing but the best. One of my biggest things just in business in general that I always like to tell myself is, if social media went down tonight, would people still know that you exist? I believe that the best marketing that money can buy is word of mouth. Somebody knows something about you and they finna go tell it to somebody else, whether it be good or bad. You need to make sure that people remember you. People remember how you make them feel. So you need to make sure that if you want to be successful in business, that you're handling your clients right, because your clients will do the marketing for you. And I'm so grateful for all the people who have mentioned my name to somebody else, and then they've mentioned my name to somebody else, and it just keeps going and going and going. That feeling is undescribable, because I have now become a reliable source for you to depend on. And because you have bestowed that honor and that title to me, now it's my job to not let you down. Now it's my job to top everything that we do time and time and time again. And that's really what I want to do. I want to keep going. I want to keep climbing up. There is no limit to how far anybody can go in life, with any business field, with any passion, with anything. It's all up to you. So I just want to keep going until God say, okay girl, you can relax now. It's no secret, I talk about this a lot with my clients. In the years to come, I want to dig deeper into hair care. Not only am I just a hairstylist, a braider, I specialize in protective styles, right? And I feel like nowadays, because anybody can make a TikTok or YouTube video on how to make a long style go by quicker, I feel like we've lost the plot. I feel like we have taken the word protective out of protective styles, and we just started doing anything with our hair. And I do not tell my clients to do anything with their hair. I also do not tell my clients to keep their styles in for long periods of time, just back to back to back. I say, hey, get your hair trimmed, get your hair treated. What do we need to do to be able to start your hair on the healthiest journey possible? Because I care about your hair growth as well. So all of that is extremely important to me. So where I see myself going in the future, I would love to formulate a Black owned, by us, for us hair care product line. You know, I won't say any names, but we see it happen time and time again where we'll have, or like a product will start out by us and good for us, but at some point it will get bought out, and then they start to slowly change the formula, and then it's no longer good for us. So I want to be able to be one of the ones that didn't sell out, if that makes sense. I want to be one of the ones to be like, no, that really worked for me and my daughter and my son. And you know, I wanna be able to have that for the community. I feel like it's important to
be able to put something back into the community. I can see myself being behind the chair for another 5 years, but I have no desire to overwork my hands like in the physical labor aspect of doing hair, because I know that there's still, one, so many other paths I can go through, and two, I can still be just as effective taking that route that I want to go on. Because again, I know my clients care about their hair health too. My clients are always looking for, whatever product, whatever routine, whatever is going to make their hair healthier, right? My clients are not bald headed. My clients have full heads of hair, and when they come get washed and blow dry, oh no, it's full service over here. I'm in that scalp. We are detangling. Listen, we're gonna let that conditioner sit. We gonna get you right. If you need a trim, we could do a trim. Like, I got you. And I just want to continue that. So that's what I'm going to do. I want to end this by saying two things. One, from the bottom of my heart, to anybody who has ever booked an appointment, referred somebody to me, shared a picture of my work, thought about me, thank you. To be in business for 5 years is something that never crossed my mind. When I first started doing this, I literally did not know what I was going to do or how long it was going to last. Like, I cannot say thank you enough. I am so grateful. I am so appreciative. And I have to truly say thank you for choosing me time and time again. You could have picked anybody in the world, but you chose me. I don't take that for light, and I don't take that for granted. I really mean that. Thank you so much. God has always been a part of my business. The voice of God was literally how I started being in business full time. But I feel like this would be a good time to just, publicly rededicate my business to God, because without that voice of God, I would not be here. I always said, whether it be in front of one person or 1,000 people, I will talk about God. I will talk about how God has changed my life. And I will speak about how I am continuously becoming a better person because of the relationship that we have. Over the course of 5 years, I have grown to know myself, and I lost myself probably 3 times. But each time resulted in me ending up a more beautiful person. And I just want to say that the journey and the path that God will put you on always ends beautifully if you allow it to. For all the things that have happened over the course of these 5 years, I actually am grateful, because it shaped and molded me into the person, into the woman that is before you now. I'm grateful to be able to have learned, to have lost, to have gained, and to know that there's so much more to come. So God, thank you. Thank you for just allowing me to still be here and to fulfill my passion. And don't get me wrong, hair is a passion of mine, but it's not my purpose, right? It's not our purpose. Our passions are not our purpose, right? Our purpose is to connect with people, to experience life on earth, and to experience connections with others. And I have been afforded the opportunity to be able to connect with so many people. And again, I don't take that for granted. And I am extremely grateful for that. And without y'all, without God, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I have to say thank you until I can't say it no more, until all my voice is gone. I think I'm still in some shock. I cannot believe it's been 5 years. 5 is a big number, so this is a win, y'all. Thank y'all so much. My name is Ariel, and I cannot wait to see what happens next for myself, what happens next for you, and really what happens in life. Who knows? We may all have to go back to a bartering system depending on what happens with politics, but hey, I just want to say thank you. I'm forever grateful, and thank you for taking the time out to share this moment with me. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. Don't I look cute? Yeah. Wait, hold on. I had to go put a little outfit on because y'all ain't never seen me outside of like work clothes. I usually wear like athletic wear and stuff, but like this probably a lot of y'all first time seeing me outside of work clothes. I listen. I clean up very nice if I do say so myself. So you like what you see? If you book an appointment, I'm not gonna have all this, but you know, it still be fun though. All right, bye.